fairly certain we're supposed to go through that main door, but what the hell? Why wouldn't it let me go through anything? Come through, go around. There should be... Okay, the screen just didn't want to shift. Now I will say that is probably one of the downsides to this game, is you've got to get right up next to the screen for it to shift, so a lot of the times you're walking into danger, right? You can kind of pop back, but you've got to get right up to the front before, you know, the screen moves, which means enemies have a good chance of kind of popping out and surprising you, because they'll just be right there in your face as you're making your way through any of the dungeons. Whew! And the young lady has joined our team. And once again, the officially unofficial canon name for her. I think it was this. It's something like that. It's close enough. That's what she's gonna be called. Anyways, anyone played Chrono Trigger? Does she resemble someone to you? Does this scene look very familiar? Yeah, they totally jacked some of these and reused them for Chrono Trigger. Seeing as how she looks very similar to Marle, the hero looks very similar to Chrono, and I'm pretty sure that's like almost exact what happens if you take Marle to the castle. Right? She freaks out at the king and storms out and goes, "I ain't ever coming back." Now, while we're here, and I can talk about this because we've got a second character. I like pushing people around, keeping them out of my way. Nice thing to put in the game, so you're not constantly stuck going, "I'd like to get into that shop, but you're standing in my way. Please move." She wasn't actually in the way, but I was just bringing up a point. Right? Can't buy anything here. Don't bother. But, as I mentioned, people here are cursed. Now, while we can't do anything about it yet, it has tied into other things we've already seen. Now, in a lot of other RPGs, you know what, before I go on this, I'm going to take a quick detour, and I'm going to set our actions. Because there's multiple characters, you can't control each character at the same time. So you control one, the CPU controls the other ones, or you can get a second or third person to control your other allies. Now, you can set them so that they either avoid the enemies, they keep away from them, which is perfect for when you have long-range weapons, or they get right up in their face. You can also set them so that they spend a lot of time attacking or trying to block. Depending on your playstyle is probably where you're going to want to set your people, but I just basically put anyone with a close range weapon right here. They get right up front, right? And they try and attack. They'll guard a bit, right? If you put them just on attack, they basically just try and punch everything they can. They don't block it. Holy shit, I don't know if you can hear my phone, but that's really annoying because I don't actually have a landline phone. It's spam. I use it for opening my apartment door. I get spam on a phone that doesn't even have a dial tone when I pick it up. Good God, thank you for not ringing forever. Anyways, so putting them straight onto attack means they'll never block, and that's a bad thing. So I generally go one back. I also don't go approach right up into anything, because then that means they basically stand in the enemy's face and never back away. So I generally go about here, and actually, you know what, I'm going to go one further back, and then you can set which level they power their weapons up to. So with the boy, you can see I'm going to go up here, and he's constantly going to be charged up to level 1. Now, as I said, I like to make sure every weapon is at max, and because both the sword and the spear right now are at level 1 for the boy, I'm actually gonna give him the knuckles, and then she can take the spear for now. But I was talking about something else, and oh yeah, that's right. Intertwining plot points. While most RPGs, you've got your main story, right? Hero goes, fights, big bad villain, and that's your game. You gotta get from the beginning to the end, and that's basically what you're doing. And anything else you do ends up being a side thing. Unlocks some sort of special weapon, special item, lets you learn a bit more about certain characters. Oh, by the way, the girl, yeah, everyone you get in your party generally starts at level 1, so she'll level up pretty quickly and gain some experience, so I'm not too worried about the fact that she's taken tons of damage already. But, there we go, see? Full health. But in Secret of Mana, there really isn't any side stuff. The side stuff is intertwined with the main story, so that witch, yeah, we're gonna have to go do that later to progress the story, basically because everything is connected to the Water Palace and stuff. Now, while that might seem like a bit of a cop-out because, you know, there's no side stuff, there's no bonus content? Nah, I kinda like it because it means that you're never just running into a dungeon to be like, yeah, I'm here just because there's a cave I have to get through to get from point A to point B. It's, we've gotta get to all these other shrines, but to get to the shrine, I've gotta head through, say, a witch's forest, in which case I'm now also stopping a witch, helping the girl here with her problem, learning a little bit more about her, and saving a village all at the same time. So while there might be some backtracking, because I'm gonna have to head back to Pandora at some point, obviously, you know, to help the people there, and we can't do that yet, it ends up all feeling like it has a place and a purpose, right? We probably could go blast our way into the witch's cave right now, you know? Go beat up a witch, but, you know, that's not what we were told to do. We were told, you know, we've got to save the world, and just being a boy that's gotten kicked out of, you know, our hometown, we're not really looking to be like, hey, there's danger going on in the world. Let's stop and go help some townsfolk that we really know nothing about. Anyways, with the boy, all his weapons are currently up to, the first level. I'm gonna switch him back to the sword, and I'm switching my control over to the girl here, so that I can start leveling weapons up with her. Once again, not totally necessary, but the A does a pretty good job of hitting things, but if I take control, I'm gonna be hitting just a little bit more, which means weapons are gonna be leveling up just a little bit faster. And because the hero currently has no weapons to level up, well, there is no point in me wasting all this beautiful experience I'm gaining by just cracking everything in the face here, while, you know, we've got to head from point A to point B. Oh, aww. Yep, that happens a lot. So many of the treasure boxes in this game, especially later on, actually become trapped, whether you get shot by arrows, poisoned, the bomb goes off, stuff like that. Anyways, currently, I've got 4 candies. That is actually the max of any item you can hold. So, the only reason I'm still grabbing treasure chests is because I was hoping I'd be able to load up, because they also drop medical herbs. But once I get 4 candies, 4 herbs, I basically ignore all chests, because it's just not worth it. You gain nothing from them, and because that's mostly what they drop. They will occasionally drop other items, like chocolate and stuff later on, but you're generally going, you can't get this item, you can't carry anymore, you can't carry anymore, or risking getting hit by a bomb. Anyways, I've popped into this little town because I do believe, unless I'm crazy, is this where I can get the upgrade for the girl? She starts with... she starts with the Kung Fu suit. Yes, I am correct. I'm going to purchase for her some Kung Fu overalls. I could also pick up some elbow pads, but... Right? Kung Fu dress for her. The chain vest can be given to both of them, right? It'll be an upgrade for the boy, but I think his defense is good enough as it is. I generally just grab the Kung Fu dress and one of these elbow pads, right? Luckily enough, I do have enough, barely for both of them, thanks to fighting every enemy. And we can give her some extra defense pretty early on. Right? Elbow pads, better than the wristband. As you noticed, they both cost 90 gold. Probably shouldn't have picked up that wristband and gotten another elbow pad here, but whatever. Kung Fu dress, 17 defense. Yes. Thank you. That is some good defense. Anyways, there's nothing really in the city. That's all I came in here for.